The other day I was checking to see where you guys are watching from, and I found out that there are people from all over the world watching possibly this video. And so I thought it would be fun to go through every single country Funko has turned into a pop, and we have 12 of them here. It's pretty exciting. And so let's get into the first country here, which is going to be England. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I have never been to the United Kingdom, but I wanna go eventually because it is my second most viewed country. It goes US, UK, Canada, then sometimes Australia or Mexico. It flip-flops. Shout out to all of you guys watching, and now let's get into the Funko Pop a little bit, because for every single one of the characters we're talking about today, they base them around the country. And so for England, it's a bulldog named Barkingham. He's wearing a Royal Guard outfit, and if you take a look, he's got a little spot of tea in his hand. Like, seriously, how could you get more English? And now you may also notice in the front there's a little pin. I'll take it out of the box really quickly just to show you what we've got going on here. So it is Barkingham's face with the flag behind it. And so what's really cool about this set here is that you can use those pins and put them into, check this out everybody, a Funko passport. They sold this on their website at the same time they were selling all of the characters, and when you open it up, you can actually put every single one of the pins inside, as well as put your name, you know, your nation of origin. It is really neat how they did all this work. I think it's also just like so cool that it's got the Funko crown on the front, the wings, it says passport, and also on the inside here, it says for official use only, and it's signed by their mascot, Freddy. And so I think you guys know what that means. Let's add England into the book. It's our first pin. And now hold on, before we continue on to country number 2, I've got something for you guys. Because when these first released years ago, I picked up an extra passport, and I'm gonna be giving it away to one of you guys. How cool is this? And now there is one tiny little problem. I guess it's not really a problem, it's more of a challenge for you guys. I don't have any extra characters to go along with this, so you're not gonna have any pins inside, but maybe along your travels you'll bump into one of these characters and be able to add it to your book. And so if you want to enter for this, all you have to do is comment down below the country you're from as well as your Instagram handle. It's just so I can reach out to you, because there's literally no way that I can message you on YouTube. And now everybody, getting into country number 2, we have Brazil. The character that they created for this one is Tula, and I am loving how they did it. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. When I look at this figure, the thing that I think of immediately is the movie Rio. It's definitely because she's a toucan and all of them there are birds, as well as what they're wearing is very similar and reminds me of the movie. And so if you're Brazilian and watching this video, I apologize for literally watering down your entire culture just to one movie, but come on, it's pretty similar. But seriously though, everybody, taking a look at it a little bit closer up, I am loving the outfit they put her in, as well as the flowers and feathers coming out of the top. It is really well done. And now, of course, everybody, let's add pin number 2 to the passport. Ooh, right, we have Ireland, and this is a really great one because it's a fox named Finley. This one may be a little stereotypical because he is dressed like a leprechaun, but I love how it looks with the buckle hat, as well as the gold coins in his hand, as well as the shamrock in the other. I also really enjoy how he's got one foot kicked up a little bit, kind of like he's doing a bit of a dance. It's really well done. I'm also wondering, because I've never really heard about foxes in Ireland. If you're from Ireland, do you see a lot of them there? I'm guessing you would, otherwise why would they create this as the pop? Either way though, a really neat character, and I just love how much detail Funko is putting into every single one of these, and even the little like fur coming out of its ears. It's just so great. Ooh, take a look at this everybody. The first row of the passport is now complete. I mean, come on, that's looking pretty nice. Now for this next one, we are jumping across the pond for this, because we have Ozzy from Australia. Of course he's got to be a koala, and I'm loving that he's got the eucalyptus in his mouth, and he's also wearing this kind of like outback safari outfit. And again, a really clean figure. I love how they did the hat, and I guess it would kind of be like teeth sticking off the top. It kind of looks like it. As well as they did the boots, and the way they made him look like he's kind of munching. I really love it. And now one thing I am a little bit curious about this one is, does he have a tail sticking out the back? He doesn't! Funko, what a missed opportunity! It would have been so cute to have it sticking out of his shorts. But anyways, everybody, let's add this one in the book. Oh, right, here we are, everybody, with Mexico, and this one is Rosa. Kind of reminds me of Dante from Coco. You know, the dog, and it's just so funny with the little tongue sticking out that he's got. And I wonder, does she have a tongue sticking out? No, she doesn't. But either way, this is still a really cool one, and I love the way they did the dress on this one with all of like the floral pattern around the collar there, and the top with the actual like floral, like kind of like headband, or even like a crown, I guess you could say. Really nice, and it also looks cool because she's like holding the bottom of her dress like it's like flowing around. Funko, great job on this. Little fun fact about this character here, they actually swapped it over from a different one, and they had teased it before it even released. There was going to be a different one, which was a donkey with maracas wearing a sombrero. Probably a good thing they switched it. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is that I like Rosa a lot more, and I think it would be cool to have that original one because there are actual figures of it out there somewhere. I just don't know where that would be. Let's just add this one to the book and get on to the next country. And it looks like it's going to be Priya from India. She is an Indian elephant, and I love how much detail they put into her dress. Actually, now that I'm saying that, there's so much detail put into every single one of these, which I think is so cool because if you're from that country, you'd probably love to pick up that character. It's also funny because they made it look like she's smiling even though she doesn't really have a mouth. Like there's a little bit underneath the trunk, but the way they did the cheeks on it really does look cool. I'm also loving the metallic gold paint they put into this to really make the gold parts look shiny. It's well done. And so, with all that being said, into the book she goes. Alrighty, number 7, we have Japan. I think this might be one of my favorites. Of course, Canada is the big one, and we'll get to that one in a bit, but I mean, there is just so much detail going on with this Toshi here. And I believe he's a Shiba Inu, at least that's what he looks like from here anyways, and I'm also loving that he's in that samurai outfit. Or well, I guess you'd call it armor, because it's a little more than just like an outfit, you know? Oh yeah, this is great with the rope tying around the bottom, as well as the way they did the rope kind of holding on the shoes, and he's even kind of wearing like, it looks like possibly socks with the little bit holding it in the middle, or maybe that's just his feet. I don't know, he's a dog. Also, something else that I think is super cute about this one is the ears sticking out of the top. Come on, I love it. And well, everybody, it looks like we are just over halfway on the book with some more great countries to come. Alrighty, here we are, everybody. My country of origin, Canada. When this figure first released, I saw it in a bunch of stores, so I'm wondering if you're from one of the other countries, did you see your character everywhere? Because normally in the United States, these were exclusive to the Funko shop, but here in Canada, of course, it wasn't. We don't have the Funko shop. And anyways, now, taking a look at Douglas here, I love his tail, as well as the blue jay in his hand. He also has the maple syrup, and he's also wearing a Mountie uniform. It's just such a nice one. Also with those buck teeth in the front there, there's also just like a lot of great detail with this character again. I also love that they had his little ears sticking out of the top. It is just such a great thing. The only thing that I wish that they added to this character here, and maybe it's because it's the animal, so that's why I'm thinking about it, was like a bit of wood that's like chewed to a point, kind of like a beaver would do. I had one of those when I was younger, and I thought it was such a cool thing for me to like have just like around the house in my room, like a piece of wood that just like goes up to a point. I know it's kind of random, but it's neat. Anyways, everybody, I'll stop getting off topic. Let's add him to the passport. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have Germany, and this one here is Hamzel the pig. And I'm just putting that together now that he's a pig, Hamzel. Funko, it's a good one. And when you take a look at him right away, he's got the lederhosens on. He's got the little, like, I guess that would be like a fedora. There might be a better word for that hat, and if you know it, please let me know. He's also got the pretzel in one hand, the giant pint of beer in the other, and I think it is just a really well done character. Again, I'm liking this one a lot. Oh, and also, taking a bit of a closer look at the lederhosens, you can see some nice details like leaves as well as an acorn in the middle. Really neat that they included that, and I'm wondering if they've got like a lot of acorn trees possibly in Germany. I guess that would make sense. Oh, and now hold on a second. Here we go, everybody. This is what I was looking for earlier. Take a look at that little tail. And there we go, everybody. Row number 3 complete. Yeah, this is looking great. I cannot wait to put those last few in there. And now next up here, everybody, we have Nora from Norway. And now I want to ask you guys, because I've always wondered what she is. Is it like a polar bear, perhaps? It's hard to tell with the amount that she's wearing, because of course she is super bundled up with that parka on, is what I'm gonna guess it is, because it looks like one. And I'm loving the details on the front there with kind of like the deers as well as snowflakes etched in. And if you take a look, she's also holding a fish. And also, I love how cold this box looks. Like, if you take a look on the inside, they added a, like, backdrop there to make it look a little bluer, you know? A really nice detail on Funko's part. Now, of course, everybody, I've got to take a look. Okay, yeah, so the details do go all the way around on her. If you want to take a look on the back, there is some more of, like, the detail on the actual jacket or, like, parka or whatever it's called. You know what I mean. And the fish is also a really great touch. And I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm wondering, because it's super cold in Norway, do they do a lot of ice fishing? I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, it happens here in Canada. It's got to happen in Norway. But anyways, I'm getting inside of the box here because we need the pin. And just like that, 2 more to go. Now we are getting into Russia with Pasha here. And now, very similar to Norway, I'm not exactly sure what type of animal Pasha is. If I were to guess, maybe it's some sort of big cat, perhaps a leopard, but I don't know if they have leopards, but she does have a big tail, as well as a guitar, or is it possibly a lute? I've heard of that before. Look, if you guys can't tell, I don't actually know too much about this character, actually much of Russia's history, if I'm gonna be honest. But I've gotta say, Russia is probably a cold country, so that's why she's wearing the jacket as well as the fur hat and holding that, well, instrument in her hand, because I'm not exactly sure what it is a nice touch. And anyways, everybody, let's just get to the pin here because we have 1 more to go. And the one that we have is Carmen from Spain. And now again with this one here, I know that it is a large cat. I'm just not exactly sure what type of large cat this would be. I'm guessing, and this is only me spitballing here, because of the ears, it kind of reminds me of like a lynx. I know that they have somewhat pointy ears, but anyways, getting to the actual character here, I am loving the earrings on it, as well as the rose on the top, the fan in her hand, the way she's holding her dress up a little bit like she's dancing. And I think just overall, this is a really neat character, and the amount of detail they put into it, really well done. Oh, and also, similar to the one from Mexico, this is actually the second version of the character. And it's funny because it's actually featured on the back of the box. So the Spain one was supposed to be number 9, not 12 in the set. And if you take a look on the back, you can see Paco, who is right there, and it's actually a bull with a red flag. It was supposed to be for the running with the bulls, but of course that is mean to the bulls because they're putting them through a city and they're bumping into things and probably being hurt by different stuff. That Funko, of course, switched it to Carmen later on, and I think it was a pretty nice change, but there is also a Paco character out there, and even though they didn't end up using it, I would love to see it in person, you know? And well, everybody, with that being said, there is now all 12 of them in the book. We've got it complete. We've officially been to every country that's been popped. And now I understand that there are so many other countries out there, and I'm hoping that Funko ends up making a wave 2 of these with like 12 more countries. There are actually so many that they could do. Actually, like 180 something. My vote's on Vatican City, you know, because it's one of the smallest ones. Probably nobody's ever watched from there. I wonder if anybody from the Vatican City has ever seen it. Probably not. But anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. And again, don't forget to enter down below for this bad boy right here so you could possibly add one to your collection. Comment the country that you're from as well as your Instagram so I can reach out to you. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you tomorrow.